All right, Bluegrass Rhythm. So I always find that it's easier to learn how to do rhythm if you have like a song that you're working on. So I'll kind of tie some of these tips into the D18 song by Norman Blake and Tony Rice. And I can show you how to do it later, but on YouTube there's a way to click on the playback and slow down the playback of any video that you're listening to, so you can do it at like half speed or a quarter speed, and it doesn't actually change the tonality of the notes, so it stays in key. So does get a little warbled, but I'll play along with the song at the end of this video, but it is a little quick. They do move kind of quick in the song, so if you wanted to practice with the song, you could go on YouTube and slow it down a little bit and then practice with it. Maybe I can do that too, I'm not sure. But anyways, what you'll want to start by doing is, this song's really easy because it's just G, C, and D. So, and then your D. That's the whole song. And basically, like all the greats have at one time, Doc Watson and Brian Sutton and Billy Strings have all at one time credited the boom chuck rhythm for being like where they started out. So it seems kind of simple and a little boring when you play it. Sometimes it's just the thought of playing one bass note and then strumming down. So your boom and then your chuck. So on your G, that's basically the sound that you're going for. So once you get it down and you start to play a little faster, then it starts to sound a lot more interesting. But at the beginning, it can be kind of rough. But I would just start that on your G. So, and you can, when you do your downstroke, you don't have to hit all five of the other strings. Like let's say you're doing your E string here, so your G note here, and then your chuck is here. You can strum as many of those strings as you want. If you want to just do like, the bottom three, or just maybe don't think about it when you start. Just have a nice solid bass note and then strum down. And don't think about how many strings you're hitting on the way down. I would focus on making your bass note very prominent. So. And then do the same thing for C. And you can start by just doing the root note and then strumming down. And it does, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it can be a little monotonous. But once you get it, you can start to speed it up. But it's good to start with just that one bass note and then strumming, and then the strum down. And then D as well. Slow it down a little bit. And then, of course, transitioning, and you could just do a simple G, C, D pattern. So I would start there. That's a really good place to start. And then I'll kind of explain like the next steps after that, which would just be an alternating bass rhythm, and then I'll play a little bit of the song. But the song is just something to like have in front of you so that you can stay motivated. And again, if you listen to it slow down, it'll be a lot more doable. I'll play it at tempo, but they do move kind of quick. So for that, the alternating pattern would just be basically the same thing that you just did, but you're just adding the next string in line. So for your G, your bass is on your E string, and then you have this B here on your A string, this B note, and that would be the second note of your alternating bass line. So it sounds something like this. could do the same thing with C. So your C would be your root, and then you have this E note on your D string, and that would be the second note of your alternating bass line. So it'd sound like. And then for D, I like to do your D is your root, and then strum down, and then I like to go back to the A. So you go down to the A. So. And then again, you can pick it up when you get it. So that's probably more than enough to get started. Just your boom chuck, your basic boom chuck rhythm, and then your alternating bass lines with the same concept, the boom chuck. So I'll play a little bit of the D18 song so you can hear some of this stuff like in the works, and I'll try not to add too much more to it if I can. But it's funny, I was thinking of this Doc Watson tutorial video that he shot, and Steve Kaufman tries to slow him down and ask him to explain what he does, and the slower he goes and the more he explains it, the more he starts messing it up. So it's kind of funny that once you get it, you kind of forget what you're doing. All right, so here's the D18 song from Blake and Rice 2. Great album. So a little cheesy, but I love it. So you can see there, I tried not to embellish too much, just to show you the things that were earlier in the video at work in a song. But then of course they do a lot of other fun stuff. So, but that's for another day. But this is very much the foundation. I don't maybe play these exact simple rhythms anymore, but they're the foundation of everything I do. So everything that I do, I wouldn't be able to do it if I had not done all of this stuff first. So it is kind of boring, but maybe boring is the wrong word, but it's just kind of might be itching to get past it and start doing something more intricate, but without having this I would try to play this whole song through, maybe just with the first, play the whole, once you get at the speed, just. I would even try that just before you even try the alternating bass lines, And it is pretty fast, but again, it's to work on that accuracy, the right hand accuracy of the bass notes, is a huge thing of my rhythm playing. And then you can do more fun stuff, like walks and stuff. So this is a great song. It's really the possibilities are endless with like, you can get some cross picking in there after a while, and you can get your runs, of course, and your walk. Then you can start walking. You can really start walking those bass lines after a while, which I still do a lot of that. So it's all in this song. Everything's here. It's Tony, Doc Watson, and Norman Blake. So between the three of them, if you listen to it enough, there's everybody's doing everything under the sun rhythmically when they're not taking a break. So, anyways, yeah. So we'll talk and good luck and keep practicing.